I'm here with my buddy, Jeri Hartley. And I wanted to bring her on today because she is the founder of the Profit Illumination Academy, and she helps health coaches build and scale a six-figure and beyond business. She's going to give us her best tips today on how to do just that. And I'm so excited to have her on. So let's give her some hearts and thumbs up if you like this. And if you like me bringing on some guests in this group, make sure to join my email. If you want the replays sent to you, you can message my assistant, Terry. She is TERI at Jodi Franklin, JODI Franklin.com, and join our email list if you're not on there already. But I want to go ahead without further ado and introduce Jeri. Jeri, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jodi. Hi, everyone. We were already chatting with everyone on Zoom. So hi to everyone that's joining on Facebook. I just pulled up on my phone so I can see you guys commenting on there too. And I am just going to share my screen really quickly. All right. Are you guys able to see my screen?
We sure are.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So welcome. We were already chatting with those on Zoom. Those on Facebook, as you're hopping on, if you want to let us know where you're from. I was telling them I am in Savannah, Georgia. And like Jodi said, I'm Jeri. I'm the founder of Profit Illumination Academy. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I built and scaled my business, my coaching business. I started out as a health and wellness coach to six figures with one offer and a small audience. It started out at zero, but I made it to six figures with less than 1,000 people in my audience. So more importantly, to show you guys that it is absolutely possible for you as well, because I am definitely not special or unique. If I can do it, you guys can too. So first thing I wanted to show you guys is why now is the time to bring your business online. The global e-learning market is predicted to reach $325 billion by 2025. And that number is just projected to keep going up even after the pandemic. It is crazy. So now is the time to start building your business. Hop on the train right now. And then since we're in the HCEN Facebook group, I wanted to break it down a little bit further than that and talk specifically about health and wellness. That business is a multi-trillion-dollar with a T per year, which is just crazy to me. But I feel like that is so broad because that could be beauty, all kinds of things. So specifically, healthy eating, nutrition, and mind-body fitness is a $1 billion per month industry. And after about 2 years of my health and wellness coaching business, once I finally figured it out and put all the puzzle pieces together, I was making $30,000 per month. And that was only 0.00004 zeros. I always have to count it out. 0.00001% of that $1 billion per month. So the reason I mention that is because that is to let you know, even if the market feels saturated, it is absolutely possible for you because $30,000 is only that tiny, tiny percentage of the monthly industry. So with that being said, knowing that there is room for you, let's dive into today's training. And I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I wanted to specifically tell you exactly who this is for. So this is for you if you are a new coach who is committed to serving and really making an impact, or if you're an experienced coach and you're just ready to level up and create a high profit and a high impact business to take it to the next level. And if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed, maybe you've been selling cheap courses and memberships, and you're ready to create a one high ticket offer that'll give you more flexibility and time in your business, but more importantly, will give your clients that full transformation that they desire, to give them what they really want. So if you were nodding your head yes during that, saying, yep, that's me, then you guys make sure that you have a pen and a paper to take notes, because I'm going to be going super fast. I have tons that I wanted to cover today, and I'm giving you guys real proven strategies. These are things that I discovered as I was building my business, and it's exactly what I teach inside PIA to my clients. So you may want to watch the replay of this, because again, I'm just going to go super quick through all this to try to give you guys as much as we possibly can in an hour. But what I want you to keep in mind is you don't have to have a big audience, and you don't need to constantly create new courses and memberships. It is possible to do it with a smaller audience and one offer. So my goal today for our time together is to show you how you can stand out in a saturated market and become the authority in your niche. Because when you do that, it doesn't matter if you have a small audience, because they view you as the expert and the person that really understands them and the person that can help solve their problems, right? So then you become the coach that when they decide, I've had enough, I'm ready to hire someone, I'm ready to do whatever it takes, they already know you're the person that they want to hire. The second thing I want to show you guys today is the core elements of an irresistible offer, so you become the number one choice. Because when you create that irresistible offer, again, it doesn't matter if you have a small audience, they see it as, wow, that's the person that can actually get me to those desired results that I've been wanting for years, right? And the thing that I see a lot of coaches do is, you have an amazing program and you're a really good coach, but what you're missing is the messaging, the marketing part of how to talk to them. And so it doesn't matter if you have the best program in the world or some amazing new product that nobody has ever heard of that could solve everybody's problem. If nobody knows it exists, it doesn't matter. So we're going to talk more about the marketing messaging side today than the actual outline of what you put in there to get your clients there. And then lastly, I'm going to share with you guys my path to profits. This is the 5-figure per month framework that I teach my clients inside PAA. It's how they create a repeatable and scalable system to bring in that 5-figure month after month, but also more importantly, to really create that impact for their clients so that they can get that desired income they want, but they can also truly help people. Because I'm assuming anybody that's in Jodi's Facebook group is here because you really do care about helping people. But of course, we only have 1 hour together, right? So at the end of today, I'm going to share with you guys how you can book a free strategy call with me so that you can learn how to actually implement everything. So if what I'm saying today is resonating with you guys, just make sure to stay to the end so that you can book that call. We'll give you the link at the end. And so let me know, you guys, in the comments, if you're watching on Facebook or on Zoom, let me know on a scale from 1 to 10, how committed are you to actually taking action today? So not just taking notes and then never looking at them again, actually taking action. I hope I start seeing some 10s, maybe some 11s or 20s popping up there. And then, like I said, I have tons to go over, so I'm just going to keep flying through this, but keep talking to me in the comments because I am seeing it, even if I'm not acknowledging you guys. So let me know, is any of this sounding familiar? So are you spending hours trying to curate the perfect content? And when I say content, that is your posts for the week, your emails, your live streams, even your sales pages, whatever. Spending hours creating everything only to get a few likes and comments from your friends and family, aka people that are never actually going to buy from you, unfortunately. Or if you're like me, when I started, I would post and then I would text my best friend and be like, please comment to help the algorithm so other people see it. I see Jodi laughing at me like she's done that too.
In there.
Yeah. Or maybe you're wondering, how in the world are you going to compete with these huge accounts that have thousands or even millions of followers? Or thinking things like, I don't look like an Instagram model, I don't have a huge following, there's a gazillion free videos on YouTube, why is anybody ever going to hire me, right? What makes me special? How am I going to make this a real business? And one that used to always go through my head is my husband going to kill me because I'm just wasting a lot of our time and money and not actually bringing any money in yet, right? So, and then I started thinking, who am I to do this, right? I had all these imposter syndrome thoughts, and I didn't realize it was because none of that actually mattered. I was just focusing on the wrong stuff today. So, and maybe you guys are past that point, right? You're actually posting, you've kind of gotten over some of that imposter syndrome, although I feel like it never 1000% goes away. But then you're consistently sending messages, trying to get those one-to-one clients, and you just feel like you're on this hamster wheel of where am I going to get my next client from? There's only so many hours in a day. I need a way that I can sell to a large audience or more people all at the same time rather than selling one-to-one. So I'm going to show you how you can do all of that today. But let me know, you guys, where are you in that? Are you in the overwhelm, just trying to figure out how to post on social media? Do you have a profitable business right now, but now you're thinking, oh crap, how am I actually going to scale this without being completely stressed out and overwhelmed all the time? Or are you kind of stuck in the middle with that imposter syndrome of, how am I ever going to compete with all these people? Just let me know, you guys, where are you? Because I went through all of these stages. I know exactly how it feels. And so, as Jodi mentioned at the beginning, you guys, those that I have not met yet, even though I recognize some names, I'm Jeri. I am the founder of Profit Illumination Academy. And I started out as a health and wellness coach. I was a yoga teacher and an RN. And I quit my job as an RN when I had my son about 3.5 years ago. And I decided to bring my health and wellness coaching business online full time. So I now have a 3-year-old and a 1-month-old, and also 3 fur babies. So I'm going to apologize now. You will probably hear barking at some point during this. It's just working from home with 3 dogs. That's how it is. But anyways, so when I started, I thought I truly cared. I'm knowledgeable. I have the experience. I'm going to hire someone to take some professional pictures. And this is actually my first son. I think he was like 3 or 4 months in this picture. And my niche was helping busy moms. So I'm going to take a bunch of cute pictures of me doing yoga with my baby. And I truly care. So people are just going to want to come work with me is basically what I thought. And man, was I in for a huge surprise. It did not go like that. I had no idea how much went into marketing and sales. And then the fear, the frustration, I'm not good enough. I'm never going to be able to do this. How am I ever going to stand out in the market? It all set in. And I basically spent the next 2 years dumping tens of thousands of dollars. I don't even want to talk about how much money into working with tons of marketing gurus, taking all the courses, reading all the books, just doing all the things. And what I found was I learned really good strategies from all these people, but I was just getting super overwhelmed because I was hearing run ads to a lead magnet, which is like a freebie, have a YouTube page, post on Instagram, Pinterest is the next thing. You need to be here and there and blah, blah, blah. And they all had really good intentions. And they were all really good at what they did. The problem was they had never actually been a health and wellness coach. They didn't have the exact step-by-step strategy to do exactly what I wanted to do, that clear blueprint. So I spent, like I said, 2 years basically figuring it out until I had a profitable business and started hitting those 5-figure months. And once I did, I realized that I had a new passion, which was helping other health and wellness coaches not have to go through all the tears and frustration and wasted money that I went through. So I started working for one of my mentors. I became a business success coach under her so I could learn from her and get some experience coaching. And while I loved working for her and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity, it was for any kind of business. It didn't matter if you were a product, consultant, coach. And my heart just kept pulling me back to help other health and wellness coaches. So that is what brought me here, basically, long story short, to today of getting to do what I'm passionate about and helping other people, other coaches, do the exact same thing that I did. So I'm going to show you today that it is possible for you guys to have a step-by-step strategy to attract dream clients. That's the path to profits that I was talking about a few minutes ago that I teach my clients. I'm going to show you that you can absolutely create one irresistible offer so that your audience is begging to work with you. And you are getting your clients real results and real transformation instead of constantly spinning your wheels trying to create new things or offering cheap programs and you're not making any profit. So a really common mistake that I see is what I call the post and pray. I kind of mentioned this earlier, right? I would sit down to create my content for the week. And then 1 or 2 hours later, I would maybe have one post because I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. And let's not even talk about, I hadn't even gotten to the picture part of it yet. Or maybe I would actually knock out enough content for the whole week. But then when I wasn't seeing results, when I wasn't getting new followers or new likes, I just felt like I was frustrated, I was overwhelmed, and I was wasting my time. So then I wouldn't post anything for a few weeks. And I was stuck in this, again, post and pray cycle. Let me know if that's any of you guys. You can just say me in the comments if it is. But what I realized was I was focusing on all the wrong stuff, right? It doesn't matter. Like I said, if you have a small audience, let's see, well, that's weird that one screen isn't coming up, but we'll just jump right into the 5 secrets. So the first secret to stand out in a saturated market is know your client better than they know themselves. And most of you are probably thinking, yeah, I know. I've done my research. I have written my story on my ideal client avatar. I don't know if a lot of you guys have done that. But here's the thing. If you're not getting the amount of clients you want, or if you're struggling every week to figure out what to post, what to write an email about, what to go live about, that means that something is missing, and it all starts with your research. You need to know your client and what they want better than they do. You don't just need to know, like you've probably heard, like know their age, know where they live, know their demographics, know where they're hanging out. Yeah, that stuff's important. But what you need to know above anything else is what I call their dread to desires, right? So their dread is the problem related to what you do that's keeping them awake at night, what they're worrying about, and then their desire is the thing that they want more than anything else related to what you do. You need to be inside of their heads, and this is the really, really important piece of it, is you need to be able to articulate it better than they can do it themselves. So that when you're talking, again, if it's live stream, if it's a post, whatever it is, when you're talking, they are nodding their head saying, OMG, how did she or he know that is exactly what I was thinking? Because when that happens, it doesn't matter if you have a small audience. It doesn't matter if you have the perfect pictures, right? What matters is they're like, oh my gosh, this person gets me. They understand me. That means they are the person that can truly help me finally reach those goals. And a perfect example of that is one of my clients, Brittany. She's actually in this group, but I don't see her on here right now. When she came to me, she kept talking about how in her messaging, she kept saying, I want them to love working out. You're going to love working out once you start working with me. And I asked her that, and the reason she was doing that was because when she started her journey, she hated working out, but she wanted to lose the weight. She lost 50 pounds and now she loves working out. She loves the way it makes her feel. So I asked her, yeah, but is that what your clients are saying? Are they saying, I want to love working out? And that was the first time she had actually thought about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, no, they're saying, I want to fit into my favorite pair of jeans again. I want to feel confident. I want to be able to run around with my kids. So that one small tweak of her articulating what they want instead of what she thought she wanted changed everything in her business, because now her audience is listening and nodding their head and saying, oh my gosh, yes. So keep in mind, what is their problem? What do they dread? What are they up at night constantly thinking about? And what is that desired dream life? What is that goal, that day-to-day life look like for them on the other side? That is what you want to constantly be talking about in your messaging. The second secret is to find the gap in the market. And when I finally realized this, it completely changed my business. Because when I started as a health and wellness coach, first I tried to sell a $30 per month membership. And then that I realized quickly, oh my gosh, I have to have a lot of people to make this even near profitable. So then I switched to a 6-week program for $97. But if you do some simple math, right, I quickly realized I need at least 100 people per month. So 100 new people every single month signing up for my program just to hit $10,000 a month, right? And so time-wise, it's just not possible for me to get that many new people in unless you already have a huge audience or you have an entire team under you, which is hard to do if you don't have the money coming in. So the gap in the market is when you are, let me think of how I want to word this. The gap in the market is the full transformation, right? And what I mean by that is there's all kinds of cheap memberships that are just a bunch of workout videos, but they don't give customized support. They don't give accountability. They don't give any feedback. So that's the gap in the market. So if you can put that into your program, if you can give them that customized support, that accountability, that feedback that's going to give them the full transformation instead of one piece of the puzzle, then that is going to put you and your offer leaps and bounds ahead of those cheap $10 per month memberships. And so the people that have, thousands of followers or even millions of followers, it makes sense for them to do a cheap $10 or $30 membership because they have enough people, but they can't ever give that feedback, right? And so then people are signing up, but they're not getting results, right? Because then they're left to do everything on their own. And we all know that accountability is such a big part of it. So you want the people that have already done those cheap memberships and it didn't work, right? I'm going to say that one more time because this is so, so important. You want the people who have already tried all the cheap stuff and it didn't work, because those are the people that know I am ready for a real change. I'm fed up. I am done with this. I want to hit my goals. I am willing to pay higher prices to get the real support that I need. And it makes such a big difference. When I realized that, it changed everything, because then I'm answering the gap in the market. I'm giving my clients something that are going to get real results, and I'm able to charge more. So let me ask you guys, would it make more sense to you to get 200 new people every month, and we'll just say you're charging $50 a month, and then you can't give them everything you need they need because you just don't have the time because you have 200 new people coming in every month? Or what if you could just get 10 clients a month, charge them $1,000, but you can provide a real transformation for them. You can be there with them every step of the way because you have the time, because you only have 10 clients a month. Either way, you're making $10,000, right? If it's 200 people at $50, or if it's 10 people at $1,000, you're making the same amount of money. So let me know, which one would you rather do, A or B? And I'm going to guess, I haven't seen any comments come up yet, but I'm going to guess probably B. I know I would rather have B, and get to offer people that full transformation, not just one piece of the puzzle. So a good example of this is I have a client who when she came to me, this is pretty much what I was talking about is her example. She was trying to charge $50 a month for a membership. And I kept asking, but what makes you different? Why should somebody charge you $50 when they could go do a $10 monthly membership that has everything you're offering? So we nailed down her niche, which she decided for her, it was specifically lose weight, get healthy, and find your confidence without ever doing cardio. So she's targeting people that did things like Beachbody or Orange Theory Fitness, or maybe they did tons of HIIT and they messed up their metabolism over time, or maybe they just hate cardio and don't want to do it. So she's telling them, hey, I'll work with you one-to-one for 12 weeks. You can work out at home. You never have to do cardio. And I'm going to teach you how to fuel your body properly, realign your hormones so that you can lose the weight. And she was able to charge $2,000 per person for this. So she only needed 5 people a month to get to that $2,000 or to that $10,000 mark. And more importantly, she's answering that gap in the market. So it doesn't matter that she has a small audience, because people see something different and they see that she's giving the whole package. And she actually charges more now, because now she has referrals and testimonials to back it up, and she can charge people more and work with even less people or make more, kind of her choice. So when you are offering something different that provides the full package, you are going to stand out from those coaches that have thousands or millions of followers, but aren't offering that full transformation, right? So the next secret is create real human connection. Again, someone with a huge audience, literally just logistically time, it's not possible to do this. They can't interact with everybody. But you with a small audience, you're actually at an advantage, because you can actually talk to people. And we're seeing, as the world kind of gets more disconnected, that high tech is out and high touch is in, meaning your audience wants to know that you see them as a real person, not just a number, not just a lead, right? So when you ask them questions, when you get to know them, when you show up on video where they can actually see that you're a real person, you're creating that real human connection, and that puts you leaps and bounds ahead of those huge accounts that just don't have time to do that. The fourth secret is that to create an irresistible offer. And that is something that is new. And don't worry if you're like, what? I don't have anything new. I'm going to explain what that means in just a minute. We're going to break this down a lot further, but I wanted to mention it here. So when you create something that is new and offers a full transformation, you are leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. And again, we're going to dive deep into this one in just a minute. I just wanted to share the last secret with you to stand out in a saturated market is to share your story. People want to know, as you're talking, they should see themselves in your story. They want to know that you truly get them. And when you share your story and they're thinking, yes, that's exactly how I feel right now, then they're going to relate to it, right? They're going to see themselves in it. And what I hear all the time is, but I don't want to bore people. I don't want to just get up there and talk about myself. I am by no means saying get up there and talk for 20 minutes about yourself every single time. What I'm saying is, depending on your topic for that day, just tell a 2 to 3 minute story that relates to what you're talking about, right? So the big thing that you want to keep in mind is you're discussing the emotions, how you felt in that moment when you were struggling. And then on the other side of it, the emotions once you overcame that challenge or struggle. And so it goes back to that dread and desire, so that when you're talking, the audience is saying, yeah, I have those same emotions. Wow, she's a real person. She's just like I was. And when you do that, you're showing them that you're passionate about it and you're making yourself relatable. Because here's the thing, huge part of the reason that people buy has nothing to do with what you're selling, and has everything to do with, do they resonate with you? How do they feel about you? So you have to share a little bit about yourself. Excuse me, I'm going to take a quick sip of water because I hear my voice starting to crack.
No worries. I'm getting great ideas, Jeri. Thank you. This is great. I love putting the emotion part into it. I think that's what's missing when I talk about my story. So that's a great tip.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, I know it can be really hard for people. They don't want to be too vulnerable or go too deep. You don't have to do that. But you need to talk some emotions. And I'm actually going to mention this again later, but since you said it, I'm going to say it now. People buy for emotional reasons. It's just a fact. They buy for emotions first and then logic second. So if you're only focusing on logic stuff, like in module 1, we're going to do this, they're going to kind of tune out. But if you focus on that emotional piece of it, it makes so much of a difference. So no more posting and praying, because now you know that it is 100% possible to stand out and become an authority in your niche. You just need to be focusing on these 5 things. So the second mistake that I see people make all the time, and I was 1000% guilty of this, as I've shared with you, is being stuck in this course creation cycle, right? You're constantly thinking, well, I haven't gotten any clients, so I need to create something new. And I need to make it affordable because I don't want to alienate anybody, right? I shared with you guys, I started with $30 a month and then I switched to $97 for 6 weeks. And the problem was I was getting burnt out super quick because I was struggling to make any real profit. And I was getting super frustrated because most of my clients weren't getting real results. A couple were, but it was definitely more weren't. And what I finally realized is it was because I was attracting people that weren't 100% committed, right? They didn't have any real skin in the game because they were only paying $97. And I didn't have the time to be there to give them that customized support and pay attention to every detail and hold their hand to help them get those results. So it all changed when I created a 12-week program and I started charging $1,000 and then slowly began to increase it as I got more confident. But was I getting a lot more no's when I had $1,000 program? Yeah, but it didn't matter because I only needed 10 people a month to hit that 10K mark. And more importantly, I now had the time to actually help be there with them every step of the way, to give them that customization, to give them that accountability so they actually got real results. And then it becomes this win-win for everyone, right? Because you're making more money, you're less stressed, you have more time, but more importantly, your clients are happy because you're actually giving them that full transformation that they want. And then eventually you start to get testimonials and referrals in, and then that's when it starts to get really fun, right? Because they're kind of doing some of the marketing for you. So what do you need to do instead? You need to create an irresistible offer so that you can charge those premium prices so you can make a real profit, but also make a real impact. And so these are the 3 core elements of an irresistible offer. The first is what I mentioned in the secrets, the full transformation. You're not selling the program, you're selling the transformation, right? It's that dread to desire that I was talking about earlier. It's constantly talking about this is the problem that you have, and this is the promise of what your day-to-day life can look like once you've completed my program. And then that's what brings me to the second element of the irresistible offer, which is the ultimate desire. What do they want more than anything else, right? What feelings and emotions surround that? What does the dream life look like once they solve their problem, right? So like for Jodi, do I remember you work with specifically with diabetes?
That's one of the markets I'm trying to get more into because I work with a lot of diabetics. So
yeah. So I'm assuming for them, right, it might be not having to prick themselves all the time is one thing that they would really like, to be able to go out, to social events and enjoy themselves without completely stressing over, oh my gosh, do I have all my equipment and my insulin and all of that stuff? That's going to hit the emotional pain points rather than just saying, I'm going to show you how to bring down your hemoglobin A1C, right? That's more of the logical part of it. Yes, you're going to mention that, but more than anything, you want to talk about the dream life, what's possible. And so I kind of touched on this earlier because Jodi brought it up. The mistake I see all the time is coaches want to tell everyone, so in module 1, I'm going to give you ABC, and then you're going to learn XYZ, and then I'm going to make you do this and make you do that. And you guys, I am guilty of this. This is how I started. That's why I know that that's what people do. So I 100% get it. But the problem is your potential clients don't care about that. All they want to know is that you're going to help them reach their goals, and you're going to help them get to their desires, and you're going to help them do it faster and easier than they could do it themselves, right? They want that private jet experience that's going to help them get to that desired result faster and easier than they could. And when I say that private jet experience, I mean, if you had the choice Would you rather fly commercial, stuck in the middle seat with no leg room? Or would you rather fly on the private jet with no layovers, have all the room, have somebody serving you, have somebody there with you every step of the way? You want that private jet experience that's going to get you to your location, your end result, your goal, faster than somebody else could. And then this is what I said, I got a little bit ahead of myself, but people buy for emotional reasons, right? And I felt like it was worth mentioning again, because if you don't remember anything else today, remember, people buy for emotional reasons. It doesn't matter if you have the best program in the world. If you're focusing on what's included in the program rather than hitting the dread and the desire, AKA the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, then people aren't going to buy. You have to hit on that emotion. And then the last thing is the new method. And I put that in quotes because we all knew that it's, or all know that it's not actually new, right? So what do I mean when I say new? You're going to show them, hey, here's all the stuff that you have tried, right? And it didn't work for you, but that's because you've been missing this thing, and I'm going to show you what this thing is. And so a perfect example of this, I have a client, Michelle. She helps people lose weight based on their cycle and hormones. And so she is telling people that maybe they've done keto, or they're doing like fad diets, or, you know, extreme workouts, whatever it is. And they're saying, and she's saying, hey, all of that was designed for men. It never took into account your cycle and your hormones. That's why you haven't gotten the results. So we all know, right? Hormones isn't something new, but because she's positioning it as, this is what you were doing and it's not working, and this is why, because you're not focusing on hormones in your cycle, she can give people that full transformation. She's actually charging $2,500 per person for, I think her program's 4 months. But then she can give them that full transformation and only take on a few clients a month to not completely stress herself out. And just another quick example so you guys can see how this is possible. I have another client that focuses on helping people relieve neck and back pain, and she teaches Pilates, and she's saying, hey, have you tried physical therapy? You've gone to chiropractors, maybe you've tried acupuncture, you've done all the traditional stuff. Well, guess what? I can show you at home how I can help you relieve your pain. You don't have to go anywhere. It's cheaper than going to all those appointments. It's going to save you tons of time, right? Pilates isn't new, but it's something new to them. Even if you're someone who teaches like intuitive eating, right? Or going back to the basics of eating. Again, it's not new, but you're targeting people that have tried all the other stuff, and you're saying, this is why it's not working for you. This is what you're missing. So it does sound new to them. Let me know, you guys, if you have questions about that, because I see a lot of people get hung up on the new. And if we have time at the end, we'll talk about that a little bit more if you guys have questions. But what I want you to see from all this is it is 100% possible for you to make that consistent 5-figure per month with one offer. But it's actually better to do it this way with one offer, because you can provide that full result that they really want and not burn yourself out, versus offering all kinds of cheap memberships and programs and always trying to create new stuff. And so that leads me to another mistake that I see all the time, and that is trying to sell one-to-one. And when I say sell one-to-one, when you start out, yes, it's totally fine if you want to work one-to-one, but I mean more constantly just messaging rather than talking to your entire audience at one time. And then you end up feeling like this ridiculously cute puppy. I honestly picked this picture more than anything because I'm a big dog person and thought it was really cute. But what it reminded me of is it looks like my dog like begging for treats, like, hi, see me, I'm so cute, I really need this. And it's how I felt when I was constantly messaging people, just thinking, I can really help you, just please work with me, right? I swear I can help you. But I was spending all my time begging for clients instead of talking to my entire audience at one time. And so that's when I came up with this framework. This is my path to profit. This is obviously a 30,000 foot view because we only have an hour together, but this is exactly what I teach my clients to hit those consistent 5-figure months. So the first phase is foundations. And there's a couple things that go into foundations. One, mindset. You guys, if you are running your own business, it really is 80% mindset, 20% strategy, because it's going to get hard at some time. It doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar or an online business, it's gonna get hard. And to keep going, you have to be in the right mindset. And it's something that you have to keep working at. Just like working out, you can't just do it one time and expect to be in amazing shape, right? It's like your mind is a muscle and you have to keep working at it. Second is creating the right strategy, focusing on what is your end result, and then reverse engineering the entire thing from there. Because what I see all the time is people are just throwing up random posts and random videos, but they don't have the end goal in mind. And so then it never gets anywhere, right? And then the third part of the strategy is what we talked a lot about at the beginning, about nailing your niche and researching your audience, right? Getting super clear on your clients' dread and desire to hit those emotional pain points. Once you have laid that foundation, then you go on to phase 2, which is what we were just talking about, creating that irresistible offer. And you want to make sure that you're not only mapping out your messaging that we just talked about, but you're also outlining that offer that's really going to get them to that end result, right? You want to know that you're creating a program that's actually going to help them get the results they want. Once you have that offer outlined and you know how you're going to get your clients there, then it's time to start bringing in leads and nurturing them. And so the trick here is to bring in high quality leads, meaning people who are actually interested in the problem that you solve. I see so many people when they start, they're just worried about the number of followers rather than, do these people actually have the problem that I want to help them with? And then you're providing value, right? You're showing up, doing things like this to show them, hey, I actually know what I'm talking about. I actually care. And I want to help you. And what that does is it builds the like, know, trust factor, right? When you show up and you provide value. And you can bring people in through, obviously, social media, organic posts, stuff like that, but also through ads, right? Through paid marketing. And you want to bring everyone into a private community. Facebook groups obviously work really well for that reason. It's a private community where everybody there has the same problem and you are the leader of the group, right? And you're providing real value. Once you have provided value for your audience, they've started to get to know you a little bit, you've nurtured them, then you're ready to move on to launching and selling, right? And so by the time you get here, your audience should already know that they want to work with you because you've been creating that real human connection that we were talking about earlier, and you've been hitting those pain points. So when you're selling to them, I'll go ahead and show you this real quick. I don't want you to look at this and get super overwhelmed and bogged down because I know that it looks like a lot, right? Inside PIA, I give my clients all the templates and the assets to actually create all this. But what I want you to take away from this is the big 30,000 foot view. You are bringing people in from your email list, from social media posts, from ads, and you're bringing everyone into that private community. And the reason you want to have an opt-in page is so you're collecting emails. So you're bringing people in through email and Facebook groups so that you have 2 different touch points because we all know most people don't open emails, right? The average is 20%. But Facebook, you have the algorithm. Not everyone's going to see all the posts. So when you have 2 different methods, you're going to reach more people. Then, like I said, you're going to nurture them. They're going to get to know you. And then you're ready to actually run a live event, a challenge where you are selling at the end of it. And again, by the time you get here, your audience should already kind of know what you're about. They already like you, they know you, they trust you. They've just been waiting on that invite and wanting to hear more about your program. Once you've done this, let me go back for a second. This is where the nerd in me, it gets really fun for me, is now you get to look at all the data, assess, tweak, and optimize, because then every time it gets better and better, because you can look at the numbers and you can say, this is how many people signed up. This is how many people actually bought. This is, they liked this day the best. People got super excited about this. So next time I need to talk about this more. And then every time you do it, it gets better and better. And you can see how, yes, this is a ton of stuff to create, obviously. But once you create it once, you get to reuse it. You're just kind of making little tweaks. And so it becomes a lot easier and less work on you every time. Is it going to be easy? No. Can it be simple with the right strategy and the assets and templates? Yes, right? It can be simple, but it's never going to be super easy. So I wanted to show you guys, so this was not by any means my first year because I had no clue what I was doing the first year. Once I finally learned and put this strategy together, this then is what my year could look like. And so I wanted to show, or what it did look like. So I wanted to show you what is possible for you. And what I wanted to point out was, yes, you're going to start off slow, because just like I just showed you, the first time you have to create everything from scratch. You have to test your messaging, find out what really resonates with your audience. But then it just kind of snowballs and catapults from there, because you're just optimizing and reusing the same stuff every time. And then you also have recurring payments coming in. You'll have people that saw you the first time, but for whatever reason, they weren't ready to purchase, or they weren't in a position to purchase, but now they've seen you 2 or 3 times and they are like, yes, sign me up. So it keeps going up every month. And so the reason, if you're wondering why some months are lower, is because I didn't do a challenge every single month. I would do it every 6 to 8 weeks. And so then the other months I had the recurring payments coming in. So, and I also want to say, because I want to be totally transparent with you guys, if you're starting from complete scratch, so you don't know what you're offering yet, or you don't have your niche nailed down, are you going to make $3,000 your very first month? Probably not, because you probably aren't going to launch your very first month. This 3,000 might start on month 3, right? But once you finally get on that slope, then it catapults from there. So you guys, remember Michelle that I mentioned earlier? She was the health and wellness coach that focuses on your cycle and hormones, right? And once she figured out her new way, then she did her first launch, and she made 5,000 her first launch. And she actually did that. She did not want to run ads for her first time. So she did that completely organically. So the 5,000 was all profit. She didn't have to worry about ads or anything. And she will tell you that she learned so much, and then she was able to tweak, and her second, third launches have gone a lot better than that. And then Brittany is the other client that I mentioned, who, when we made that small tweak to her messaging and stopped focusing on you're going to love working out, and instead focused on what her clients really wanted to hear, she was able to quit her 9-to-5 job. And she was able to go into doing this full time. And she talks about how what she was missing was that step-by-step strategy and that tweak to her messaging. And I show you these two to just show you that it is 1,000% possible, right? If I can do it, if they can do it, we're not unique. It's just that we put in the work and we stuck with it until we nailed our messaging, and then everything started to come together. So you guys, we have covered a ton today. And so the next obvious question is, how are you going to implement all these ideas that I just shared with you, right? How are you actually going to take action on this? Because what I don't want is for this to be just another free training that you took a bunch of notes and then you never actually do anything with them. So like I mentioned at the start of this, I wanted to give you guys as much as I could, but we only have an hour together. So I'd like to invite you guys to a free strategy call with me. I've opened up some space in my schedule over the next 5 days This is only for the HCEN Facebook group. This is not something I normally do. I actually usually charge $500 for a 1-hour consult with me. So I'm taking the time out to serve you guys. I wanted to really quickly say who this is for to make sure the right people are taking advantage of this. This is not for those that aren't really serious about it. It's okay if you're, maybe one day you're there. It's okay if you just listen, but you're not quite ready yet. But this is for the people that are truly committed to growing their business. You're ready to be coachable, and you're willing to try new things, and you're willing to implement those things. And probably most important, you're willing to get outside of your comfort zone, because it's going to be uncomfortable at first, right? So this is for you if you're ready to get outside of your comfort zone, you're ready to commit, and you really truly have a heart to serve people, right? You truly want to make an impact in people's lives. So if that's you, then Terry is going to drop the link for the free strategy call. Terry, if you don't mind putting it in Zoom and then on the Facebook group too. We'll chat for about 45 minutes, and then I'll ask you some questions so I can learn about your business, learn what your goals are, and then I'll specifically talk about a strategy plan for your business, right? So it's very specific for everybody. But again, I'm only doing this for the next 5 days because this isn't something I normally do. So if you feel like I'm committed, I'm ready, I want to talk strategy, make sure that you grab one of those spots now. And again, Terry is going to drop the link. And if you guys are watching the replay, you can actually just click the button that's underneath the video and it'll take you right to book the strategy call. So last thing I'm going to say, you guys, no matter what, if you book a call with me or not, and I'm so looking forward to talking with those who are ready. This is one of the things that I love the most is actually talking to people one-on-one. But no matter what, if you book the call with me or not, I want you to comment right now that you are making a promise to yourself that you are going to take real action. You're not just going to put these notes off on your desk and never look at them again. You are actually going to implement and take real action on what we learned today. All right, let me see. Now I can read the comments, and that actually ran a little bit longer than I thought, Jodi. So I don't know if we have time to open it up for questions or.
Yeah, if you want to unshare your screen, Jeri.
Oh yeah.
I just want to thank you so much for offering that free strategy session. That's awesome. I might have to take advantage of that myself.
I love that.
That sounds so great. And yeah, to your point, I mean, it seems like leveraging yourself in this way makes so much sense, because I see so many health coaches that want a full busy practice and then they just get burned out because they're either not charging enough for their services, or they're not leveraging themselves to being able to work in a bigger capacity. So I really want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
I see if there's any, Jess says she's struggling with creating and designing the actual program. That's what holds her back from going all in with a launch. Does that make sense? So I don't know if that's a question or a comment, but I don't know if you want to speak to that.
I can tell you that it 1000% makes sense. I see so many people. I think you said Jess was her name. I don't see that comment, but
it's
Jess,
on Facebook. I'm reading comments. Yeah.
I see so many people get caught up on that because they want to know that they're going to be able to give their clients real results before they actually announce it. That is something that I teach inside PIA. I think the biggest thing is sitting down. I'm trying to think of how I can say this super quickly because there's an entire training on it inside PIA, but it's basically sitting down and writing a point A, where they're starting from, a point B, and then thinking, what is everything that I have to give them and teach them at every step to get them to that next little baby step. And then you kind of keep going from there. Okay, they hit baby step number 1. What do I need to give them and teach them to get to the next step? And it eventually adds up to the big goal. But again, Jess, if you want to schedule a call with me, we can chat more about it because there's a lot more detail that goes into it.
And Terry, my assistant, is putting in the comments in both this Zoom call and on the Facebook group the link to book your call with Jeri. There's no obligation to do any program with her, but you guys can book your strategy session with her and get some really great concrete tips on how to do this and get the help you need, you guys. If you're not rocking your business completely, or even if you are rocking it and want to refine it and do some more leveraging, this is the way to do it. So Jeri's got a really great program, and I've heard some great things about it. I'm really impressed with it, and I hope you guys got a lot out of today. I wrote down a bunch of notes myself.
Good.
And you guys, if you want to hop on the Facebook page, Health Coach Educational Network, you can type your comments below this post and she can answer them because we ran out of time. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. And we'll see you guys in the group.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And thank you guys for showing up and taking notes and taking real action after this, no matter what. If it's with a call with me or, something else, just make sure that you don't stop after this. Keep going.